Hello everyone, welcome to Irving Spotlight. I'm Susan Stevens. As we ring in the new year, we look back at some of our favorite stories from the past year, including a few award winners in this special Best of Irving Spotlight 2024. We begin tonight with the local sculptors who's familiar around the city. In fact, while the Irving Art Center made improvements to its facility, Larry Whiteley's one-of-a-kind metal artwork remains prominently on display. We learned all about his creative process in this first edition of Artist Studio.
This is an Ajax.
It weighs 18,000 pounds. I can probably move an 8-inch round billet with that machine.
It's one of the many machines in Larry Whiteley's studio which he uses to create art. Larry is a local Irving sculptor who specializes in one-of-a-kind pieces which are fabricated using metal.
I was heavy into cars, and I completely got tired of that. And my mother-in-law's an interior designer, and I just kind of fell over into that. I like taking something and using my voice to create that piece, to show you kind of how I saw it that day or that moment, and it tells a story.
He has several pieces around the city, including this one at the Irving Art Center.
The nests all represent family.
And you can find his work throughout the Metroplex at luxury hotels like the Ritz-Carlton in Dallas.
We created an arched trellis out of metal. So everything's metal, and so when you walk in, you just feel like you're brought into a different type of space.
Larry's unique style of art is formed with pieces that have a special touch rather than look.
I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm slightly colorblind, so I'm drawn to like texture. If you took all the leaves that I've made, every leaf is different, so everything is one of a kind.
Though his studio is based in Irving, his rare handmade artwork has traveled throughout the U.S. and Europe. And Larry hopes to continue sharing his passion for sculpting with the world.
The BAPS is a group of locals that also bring joy to the community. They hosted another colorful Diwali celebration that brought friends and families together to look forward to a bright new year.
All right, happy Diwali to all of you, and thank you again for coming.
We have our Ankut Festival, which is the 5th day of Diwali.
It's kind of like the New Year's Eve equivalent of in American traditions, but for Hindus.
We're celebrating what we call the Festival of Lights.
Try to remove all those, the darkness and the evil and things like that from within us.
It's the victory of good over evil. We've invited the entire community to come out today because Diwali is not a celebration just for us as Hindus, but it's a celebration for the entire world, the whole community.
We have bounce houses, rides, a lot of stuff for kids. Really, our main emphasis today is to bring families together.
This year, I'm really excited for the fireworks because I've heard that they're going to be amazing. And then another thing, I've noticed that the food stalls, we've introduced a lot of new food items.
One thing, especially within the Indian community, right, is that you're going to make sure that you're going to be well fed. So here we have so many different food options for the kids. We really have cotton candy, popcorn, and then for everyone else, right, we've got pizza, we've got elotes, we've got Indian gati rolls.
On Diwali, we celebrate with so much food and festivities, but it's also a good reminder to remember that we're very blessed. We're very thankful for all the things that we have and the people that we're surrounded by.
The thing I look most forward to, is seeing the people I care about, spending time with people that we don't see every day.
When we can connect with others, we learn. We learn from each other. We learn from our neighbors.
Coming together is important, especially in these times when, we can often feel divided for different reasons.
Just understanding the religions of different cultures, that's something that's, going to bring our community together.
We feel like we're all really just one. We're all humankind.
The mayor and his wife Melanie love attending the Diwali celebration, along with any community event they can make. The two of them are kind and respectable leaders of the community who always seem to be happy in love. But when did that love story begin? I had the amazing opportunity to sit down with them and hear about their relationship.
You know him as the mayor of Irving, but his wife Melanie gets to see a different side.
If you could see Rick in Dominican Republic trying to do the salsa with some of our friends, you'd understand what he's really like.
Melanie and Mayor Rick Stouffer's story began in a South Dakota hospital.
I had been in a really bad car accident, and when I woke up, there was this young man that was bringing the girl in the bed that was sharing the room that I was in magazines and just being so nice to her.
That young man was Rick Stouffer visiting his sister after her appendicitis.
That's how it started. I kind of chased him after that.
And so then she would say, well, is there a way we can get together? She'd tell her friends, well, I'll go out with you if we're going out to see where Rick is.
Not long after that, the two began dating and fell in love.
He's quite the romantic.
Rick encouraged Melanie to go to college and maintained a long-distance relationship.
And I knew that it was important for Melanie to go to school because she had a lot of potential. But I used to write her a letter every day and send it to her.
The fact that he was taking the time to write me a letter every day was kind of mind-blowing.
Eventually, the two wed on June 4th, 1977.
The hottest day that I ever remembered in my life in South Dakota.
Like 100 and some degrees in a little country church. My youngest sister fainted. She was
my bridesmaid, one of my bridesmaids, and fell off.
My dad caught her.
After an unforgettable wedding and successful careers in South Dakota, a new job for Melanie at IBM brought both her and Rick to Irving.
It was kind of like we found a place that reminded us of home.
Irving had a familiar small town feel while offering the opportunities of a big city.
You can find that small town relationships if you get involved with organizations.
And while there are many places in the city they love, their favorite spot is the Valley Ranch Canals.
We love being on the canal and walking it together or running it or whatever.
Or her running it by herself and then I just wait here.
It wasn't long before Rick got involved with the city in 1992, representing Valley Ranch on the Planning and Zoning Commission. He then went on to serve 14 years as a city council member. Eventually, he surprised Melanie by wanting to run for mayor.
I looked at him and I said, I thought we were done. No, I don't.
She's speechless. That's kind of what it was.
That really was. I was like, are you serious?
Melanie supported his dream, but Rick also wanted her to retire and join him on this journey. So the two made a bet.
I said, I'll retire if you win by more than 70% of the vote. Statistically, it's not possible. It just can't work. And he got 72% of the vote, so without a runoff. So there we go.
It's something I always dreamed about. It's been an amazing experience to see the city grow and to be part of this.
I am proud of him, but I think I am big. But at the same time, I think that I always knew what type of job he would do because Rick never does anything part-time.
It's that kind of support that has contributed to their successful 49 years together, along with their independence, passion for travel, compromise, and one major rule.
You know, we also don't argue. No. We made that agreement a long time ago.
2 arguments in 49 years.
How's that?
Well, I usually give in. No. I mean, it's really it has to be really something major to get upset about it.
We just made that decision. The life's too short.
Ultimately, the two truly love and accept each other for exactly who they are.
Irving locals Trudy and Richard Smith also shared a beautiful romance until the unfortunate passing of Richard in January of last year. However, a serendipitous therapeutic music program gave the couple and their family unexpected relief.
Gernard Hill is playing music for a patient at Baylor Scott & White Medical Center, Irving, as part of the music therapy program.
Yeah. Mandate, boy. I am a musician that plays bedside for my patients. I play some calming music that promotes comfort and also relaxation
On January 23rd of this year, longtime Baylor Scott and White Irving patient Richard Ashton Smith, along with his wife, were treated to Jernard's music.
It was so heartwarming for all of us.
I love to play for those type of patients where I can see the love that they receive from the family. I'm just gonna play for you for a little bit. What am I supposed to do? You just sit there and do what you do best.
Jernard had just begun this program in which he visits patients only once a week.
This was Tuesday, and we were fortunate to have him. And I'd say 2 hours later, my husband died.
And now, over 5 months since that serendipitous visit and Richard's passing, Jernard and Trudy are seeing each other for the first time.
So good seeing you too. So good seeing you. I'm only there on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's why my kids called it Terrific Tuesday.
That's right, y'all sure did.
This rare moment gave Trudy the opportunity to express her gratitude toward Jernard for making her husband's last hours a peaceful tune.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Gonna get me in my feelings style. It means a lot to be able to take them from where they are in those four walls and just have a little sense of peace and relaxation.
I think music therapy has a lot of benefits on top of the care that we're providing here at Irving.
And that's why Baylor Scott and White Irving and Trudy hope for the expansion of the music therapy program.
It meant the world to us. And if it can do anything similar to that for anybody else, that would please us tremendously.
The 2024 film It follows a young girl going through a difficult experience, and she begins to see everyone's imaginary friends who've been left behind. The film stars a lovable imaginary friend named Blue, who made an unforgettable surprise visit to Townsville Elementary.
An imaginary friend can be beneficial at a young age.
My imaginary friend is supposed to help me through hard times, and he plays with me.
I think right now, especially our kiddos, they're going through things that not a lot of us had to go through. Like the struggles, the depth of what's going on in their personal lives is so heavy that I think sometimes it's just fun when you can escape and you can imagine somebody that's doing all of the things that you wish you were able to do, or maybe that you want to be in a friend.
That's part of the idea of Paramount Pictures' newest film, If, which follows a young girl who goes through a difficult experience and begins to see everyone's imaginary friends who've been left behind. One of those ifs is Blue, a lovable purple imaginary friend who surprised the students of Jackie May Townsville Elementary.
I was really happy. It was great, and my heart was full of joy.
Second grade student Davier, along with his classmates, are drawing their imaginary friends to share with Blue.
I was drawing a robot that had 2 wheels and it was really friendly.
Ava's imaginary friend Erin has the qualities she looks for in all her friends.
I look for niceness and joyfulness.
Blue's visit gave a much-needed spark to the students and staff of Townsville Elementary as they near the end of the school year.
The minute he walked in, my heart filled up, and then to hear their complete roars and excitement of everything that was going on, it just made me feel excited because I know they felt special. They kind of saw a little piece of magic that I think sometimes gets lost in the hustle of the end of the year. So I think this was a really great opportunity for them to just be kids and have fun.
I'm excited for any opportunity for our students to just engage in something that can be uplifting and connect with them on a character level, and they can take those skills out into the real world.
An experience that makes them excited to learn and even inspires a trip to the movies.
After seeing Blue, I want to see all the characters that they come up with, just the creativity and the imagination and just being able to laugh like a kid.
I'm going to take my daughter to go see it as well, and then we can talk about it.
Further bonding kids and adults through a valuable message about the power of a child's imagination.
Another popular children's film from the past year is one that's already getting Oscar buzz. Inside Out 2 follows Riley as she enters her teen years and experiences new emotions, including anxiety. I spoke with one of the stars of the film, 2-time Emmy winner Tony Hale, who shared his thoughts on the themes of the movie. In this film, Riley is entering her teen years,
Mhm.
and it's time to make room for new emotions.
Yep.
So I was wondering, when you were a teenager, what emotion do you feel was the most present in your life?
Ooh, that's good. I think it was definitely anxiety.
Okay.
But what I love about now is there's a word for it. Obviously, anxiety. It was back then, but it was when I was a kid. It wasn't used as much. People weren't as free to say it, but anxiety definitely ran through my blood a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had to voice that by any celebrity, who's voicing anxiety for you?
Oh my gosh. There was a strength. It was funny because you'd think it would be kind of a crazy one, but there was a strength to anxiety that kind of directed the life. It might be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he was just like intensely telling me how crazy I was.
I would love to see
and
that.
be like, that person hates you. That person,
That's good. Well, once again in this film, Joy is making Riley's happiness her priority. She wants to protect her.
Yeah.
As we saw in the first film, she could actually pull a good memory for her whenever she was feeling down.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, whenever you're having a hard time, what's a memory that you could replay in your head that would make you feel better?
It's funny, these are great questions, by the way. I always kind of go to a place, I don't know if it's a memory, but I will go to a place. Like, I'll always think about college friends or people that are really close to me, maybe sitting around the fire pit, having a glass of wine, just a place where you feel seen and relaxed.
Yeah.
That typically will kind of settle it. And what I love about this movie is many times when you mentioned when I was a kid and all that kind of stuff, there's so much pushing away emotions. And this comes from a place of like, they're rooting for you. They're trying to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And coming from a place of compassion, of saying, hey, I know you're trying to help. And I don't feel like we have a lot of compassion towards our emotions.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, since you are playing fear,
Yeah.
I am curious, what film do you remember causing you the most fear
Oh
when
my
you watched
gosh.
it?
Susan, we're getting into trauma. I think, well, it's funny you asked that. It was, not only was it the most terrifying movie, it's the last horror movie I saw because I hate horror movies. It was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Really?
And it was so petrifying because Freddy could come into your dreams. And my brother also put one of his hands on when I was sleepy and came into my room. So thanks, Mike. A little PTSD there. But it was, I still to this day don't fully understand why people sit in a room and be afraid, because I'm like, just watch CNN and you'll be just as freaked out.
That's true.
But obviously, fear is, I think, a God-given emotion that we have to protect ourselves. But I don't know if horror films are necessary. I don't think that needs to be a part of the equation.
Well, they're giving me the rap.
Aw,
Great.
Susan, you had such good questions.
Oh. While families showed up to theaters for Inside Out 2, they also made sure to attend a city favorite Halloween event, Erie Irving. Robert Sheik shared all the spooky fun.
A land of great pumpkins, inhabited by dinosaurs, spiders, more dinosaurs, and these two.
Everybody's here for a good time, lots of costumes.
No joking, the best way to get candy at Erie Irving is to dress for success.
On Rapunzel.
Can you tell us who you are? I'll be honest, I'm not thrilled with this situation. Let's try again.
On Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Uh-huh.
Not Tuesday?
No. On Wednesday.
It's not surprising to learn this is Wednesday's favorite holiday on the calendar.
I love Halloween.
But both of us were surprised to find another Wednesday. And the other Wednesday was a little confused as well.
What is your favorite holiday? I didn't bring a costume, but at this photo booth, I am Knopf.
We're doing the Barbie movie theme, and this was at the request of several of the ladies in our office. We get to interact with our community and the great families that call this place home. That is the best part of our job.
Erie Irving isn't all beachy, though. It's called Erie for a good reason. Are you having fun?
No.
A house so haunted, even a simple question from a reporter can send chills down your spine. All right, why are you so scared?
Like to 1,000 scared. I was trying to run out here. Ooh.
If frightful fun is not your thing, there are carnival rides and games. And for some reason, this guy showed up 2 months too early. Are you lost?
Not really. Just looking for more candy and elves.
We didn't see any elves, but there were plenty of treats in a great pumpkin patch at Erie Irving. Robert Sheik for Irving Spotlight.
Another fun community event, the annual Los Cleanest Bowl-a-thon, raises money for a great cause while participants enjoy in some friendly competition. This past year, the Los Cleanest Association chose to benefit Irving Cares, and the city came out to support the nonprofit.
It's a charity event that brings out some friendly competition.
I am going to bowl higher score than our fire chief, Victor Conley, right up front. So I just want everybody to know that.
The primary reason I'm here today is to beat the city manager. Now, he talks a lot of smack, and that might be where he wins. But as far as bowling, he don't have a chance.
The Irving city manager and Irving fire chief poke fun at each other before an annual bowling tournament.
Are you a good bowler?
No, this is my second time, but I don't need to do much to beat that man. Yeah.
The Los Cleanest Association returned to Pinstack for its 5th annual bowl-a-thon, this year benefiting Irving Cares.
We're so thankful to be here. This has been a great event for different nonprofits. It's a great opportunity for corporations and organizations in this city to get introduced to a nonprofit organization and meet some new folks and have some conversations about helping our neighbors in Irving.
Over 25 local groups put on their bowling shoes and showed off their bowling skills.
Are we including bumpers? So I love bowling with bumpers, but I'm not ashamed of any gutter balls. I will just throw them.
By the way, Victor Conley cheats at bowling.
If he does win, I'll hear about this over the next year. That's why I have to cheat. Whatever it takes, I have to cheat to win.
I told you that he cheats. He just admitted it.
Whatever it takes. Win at all costs.
Though there are awards for participants.
There's prizes for most strikes, most gutter balls, best team shirts.
These bowlers are here to support Irving Cares.
They do a tremendous job taking care of those in Irving who really have a lot of significant needs.
I myself am a single mom, and it's just really difficult. Sometimes bills just keep piling up, and they do so much to help the Irving community, from their food pantry to their bill assistance.
And to come together as a community in a fun, laid-back environment.
Bowling is a great way to just bring everybody together. There's a lot of interaction, a lot of social activity, a lot of making fun of each other.
We all love each other, but we're like brothers and sisters, so we give each other a really hard time, and I enjoy that.
This is just another activity that really shows the true spirit of the city of Irving. All of our community coming together to make a difference in our community for those that could really use the help.
DeRossani's is one of the hidden gems located by Heritage Park in downtown Irving. We tried a few of their popular dishes and learned what serving the community means to them in this memorable Irving Eats.
Homemade dough and fresh toppings are what make the pizza at DeRossani's one of the community's favorites.
People are coming here on sometime Friday night, they just want to have pizza.
DeRossani's has been serving authentic Italian cuisine in downtown Irving Heritage District since 2015.
Chicken parmigiana, eggplant parmigiana, fettuccine alfredo, meat lasagna, those are the classic, especially spaghetti with meatball. You have to have it.
Owner Hassan Bozizlan prepares the popular Supreme Pizza while also whipping up some of the restaurant's signature dishes, including the Chicken Sunrise.
Chicken and mushroom and sun-dried tomato, when you're seasoning them and cooking with the pink sauce and adding angel hair pasta side of it, oh my God, you must have it.
Oh my God. That sauce is to die for.
Especially that pink sauce, Most of our customers, they just dip in with the bread, our homemade garlic roll.
Along with a variety of flavorful pasta dishes, Di Rossani serves a cannoli that tastes just as good as it looks.
Shell with the chocolate chip cream. Oh, don't use a fork or spoon. Just grab it and bite it. And you have to listen to that crunch when you bite it.
Hassan has a passion for making savory Italian food, but it means even more to him to be able to serve that food to a warm community.
Think this way, every single of your customer became one of your family after 8 years.
And just as you would for family, Di Rossani strives to cook delectable dishes with generous portions made with high-quality ingredients.
Another pillar of the city is the iconic Irving Archives and Museum. This past year, they showcased a rare exhibit that featured the original design of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleader uniform. We spoke with a former DCC with deep ties to the designer and a connection to a past ICTN show.
It's the legendary uniform worn by America's sweethearts.
Respect and recognition worldwide that comes with wearing this uniform is what makes it iconic.
The renowned uniform is currently on display at the Irving Archives and Museum as part of their Cheer Couture exhibit, which features the original design by Dallas-based Paula Van Wagner and other key items.
Palms and boots that were worn by previous Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders live in the game.
The exhibition takes visitors on a fascinating journey through the creation of the uniform designed in 1972.
She created 2 versions of our uniform. She took those designs, fully fabricated, to Tex and said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Well, I think I need to see it on a body." She was the only one in the room. She said, "Well, okay, give me a minute." She stepped out, she put the uniform on, she came back, and he said, "That's the one I want." So Paula was, in fact, the first woman to wear our iconic uniform.
Since then, Paula's design has gone on to shape the identity of cheerleading worldwide. In 2018, the uniform was inducted into the Smithsonian, along with a collection of the team's memorabilia, including a rare collector's item.
Can't purchase them anymore, but this is my DCC Barbie, and again, just some of these special things that we hold near and dear.
Former Irving resident Inga Van Wagner is Paula's niece, who reconnected the organization with her aunt after trying out for the team in the spring of 1995.
Well, Inga Van Wagner is from right here in Irving, Texas. She's 24 years old and she's an accounting assistant for an international insurance company.
Before the hit Netflix series about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, ICTN caught the audition on camera at the Texas Stadium.
Big Bird was a special purchase. Had to do a little hunting to find one that dimension, that size. I needed it larger so that I would look smaller in proportion. So I hunted around a little bit and got lucky and found one.
And captured Inga's momentous moment of making the team.
Contestant number 51, Inga Van Wagner.
In the city that holds a large part of the franchise's history.
The city of Irving is such a gem, and I so appreciate that the rich history of this city is highlighted, and those stories are archived here in this museum.
And there are more stories to tell through this exhibit that highlights the pivotal role that Paula played in transforming the stereotypical cheerleader into a professional dance team in striking uniforms.
She's not one for the spotlight. She doesn't like a lot of fanfare, but she does appreciate just how warmly she's been received and recognized and featured in things like this exhibit, because this is the story of a lifetime.
And that wraps up the Best of Irving Spotlight 2024. Join us next time as we attend the annual MLK Essay Contest program at the Irving Art Center, and we stop by West Irving Library to see what's cooking at their latest class with their new mobile kitchen. As always, tell us stories you'd like to see on the show. You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on X and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for tuning in and have a great evening. For Irving Spotlight, I'm Susan Stevens.